Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Until my last video, I have stopped with the decision making statements, and in this video, we shall continue this tutorial with looping statements, okay? First of all, we have two kinds of looping statements, while loop and for loop, and meanwhile, I'll also take you through the break and continue statements without any other boring video for that, okay? So, firstly, let us start with a while loop. With while loop, we can execute a set of statements or a statement as long as the condition is true. Okay. For example, let us take a simple example. I is equals to 1. This is called the initialization statement of the while loop. Here I have initialized the value of I to 1. You can set it to 2, 3 or whatever value you want. Okay. You can also start with 0 or any other negative value. Okay. Now I am taking while I less than 10, print I. Okay, now without any iteration statement, first let us see how this while loop runs. Okay, I am running my loops program. Yeah, it has been continuously printing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 and so on, right? Because here we have given I is equals to 1 and we have asked us to print I less than I until I less than 10, and I is equals to 1 is always less than 10, right? So it has been printing 1 and so on, and at some point the program will hang down. So without making that, let us give an iteration statement for while loop, and by showing this program, my mean is to convey that the while loop executes until the given condition is true. Okay, so remember to give a valid condition for a while loop. Okay, now I'll run my program again. I'll stop this. Yeah, it has printed the values up to 9, right? Now I have also said that meanwhile I'll be talking about break and continue statements, right? So now I'll use break statement. If I less than, if I is equals to 4, break. Let us see how this works and then we shall discuss about the theory part. Yeah, after 4 the loop has been stopped, right? The break statement is to stop the loop at a particular given condition. Okay, if here I have changed my I value to 6, it will print up to 6. Run loops. Yeah. Okay, you can give any other condition you want here, that doesn't matter. This is just a small example to show you how while loop works. Now let us see. Here we have got up to 6, right? Now I don't want 6 and I want all other values except 6. Can I do that? Yeah, obviously. Firstly, let us shift my iteration statement here. Yeah. Now I'll use if I is equals to I is equals to 4, continue. The reason for using iteration statement first here is the while loop first iterates and then checks if it is 4 or not and then applies the continue statement. Okay, the break statement works in the opposite manner. Now I'll run my program. Yeah, let us check if it has printed 4 or not. Yeah, it has not printed 4 and it has printed all other values except 4, right? Now you can also use else statement within while loop also, not only in if conditions, you can also use in while loop. So here I'll take else. Yeah, first I'll remove all this and while I less than 10, print I. Now here I'll use else condition, else print I has reached 10. Instead of reached, yeah, let us say I have reached 10. Okay, now I'll run my program. Yeah, it has printed up to 9 and at last it has given I has reached 10. These are all the simple examples about while loop, and you can use them in any other higher standard programs or something. And if you have any doubts, reach me out at the comment section. Okay, now let us discuss about for loop. Okay, now first of all, why we use loops? A loop is almost iterating over a sequence or iterating over some range of numbers, right? So we use for loop for iterations. Now I'll take a list. I'll take colors is equals to green, and if you do not have any previous knowledge about lists, you can go through my video to know about lists. Okay, I have already discussed the for loop iteration in list, tuples and dictionaries. Now I'm again discussing about this for item in colors, print, color. Sorry, we have used item, right? I'll run my program, run loops. Yeah, it has printed all our list elements in a sequential manner. Now you can also loop those strings. I have already discussed about them in my previous videos. You can go through them if you want. I'll throw the links in my description box given below. Not only that, you can use break statement and continue statement with for loop also. Let us see how that works. Okay, for item in colors, print item if item is equals to yellow. I'll take yellow here. Print, sorry, I'll have break statement here to break. The break statements works the same everywhere within while loop or for loop. There's no change. Yeah, it has printed up to yellow, and after that the loop has been stopped. Okay, now you can also use continue statement. I'll remove all this first. For item in colors, if item is equals to yellow, sorry, I have forgotten to give quotations here. If item is equals to yellow, continue. Now I'll print item. Run loops. Sorry, it has gone something. Yeah, the print statement must be within the for loop, not within if loop, if condition. Okay, yeah, it has printed up to green and red. It has stopped at yellow and continued its iteration after yellow. Now you can use range function for loop. Let us see how that works. Let me remove all these things first. Yeah, for I in range 6, print I. Now I'll run my program, run loops. Yeah, it has printed up to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? The range function returns a sequence of numbers starting from 0 by default. You can also specify any starting number if you want, and increments by 1 and ends at a specified number. Okay, now here instead of, I don't want 0 to be my default starting number, I want 2. I'll specify a starting number here. I'll run my program again. Yeah, it has started from 2 and ended before 6. Okay, So you can also use else statement in for loop as in while loop. Okay, else, although it is not mandatory, you can use if you want. Maximally we don't use else statement within while and for loops. Reached the range. Okay, now I'll run my program. Run loops. Yeah, it has printed up to 5 and finally it has given me reached the range. Okay, you can also have nested loops with Python, as we can have nested if statements and nested if statements within Python. Okay, as we have seen in our previous video, right? Now I'll take two lists here. List 1 is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. This is just for example. We don't need to take any higher standard examples, right? So I'll take 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'll run my program. I'll start my for loop. This is called the outer loop, for x in list 1, and I'll take another variable y for y in list 2. Print x comma y. Okay, now I'll run my program. Run loops. Yeah, it has printed me 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, and 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, 8, and so on, right? The inner loop will be executed one time for each iteration of outer loop. See here, for 1 we have 5, 6, and 7, 8, and for 2 we have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 3 we have 5, 6, 7, 8, and also 4 we have 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we can also use pass statement. Let us see how that works. Firstly, I'm taking for x in I'll take range here. You can take any other function. X in range 2, pass. I'll run my program now. Run loops. Yeah. Let us see what is the use of pass statement here. Let us check without any pass statement. Yeah. Unexpected end of while passing. You cannot have an empty for loop or empty while loop without having a pass statement. You can use pass statement for giving an empty loop without getting any error, right? We don't want errors in our programs or projects, right? So these are all the things about the loops, and tomorrow we shall discuss about another topic in Python. Until then, bye.